Welcome in, YCN Sports Talk. I'm Jeremy Stout, joined again by Dustin Ribellini. Another edition of YCN Sports Talk. And I've said this a lot, and I'm going to keep saying it. Another Patriots win.
Great.
I've sat in this seat now for a number of weeks, and it just seems like they wait, and the best game keeps coming.
Yep.
And this past week, we won't touch on it too much, but just your initial thoughts on maybe was it so much the Pittsburgh defense, because their game plan looked a little suspect. But then again, the Patriots did take advantage. The Le'Veon Bell injury certainly didn't help the Steelers.
Right. No, we were sitting here talking last week saying the Patriots played a little sloppy against the Texans,
Yep.
had a lot of mistakes to make up for, and you could see it this week. They were on their game plan. You saw right from the start, Tom Brady, they had a plan to spread out the Steelers' defense with 4 or 5 wide, get those short passes over the middle, because the Steelers were only bringing 2 or 3 guys rushing. They didn't really get a lot of pressure, and you could see the week off, the week to regroup, and we thought that was going to happen. You don't see the Patriots play a couple bad games in a row, and you could see from the start this team was focused and ready to go.
Yeah, and it was interesting right from the start, winning the toss and then Belichick taking the ball, which you don't see that too often. But you mentioned the 4 wides, and that gives us a good segue to one of those 4 wides. Chris Hogan put up a huge game. Is this something that we didn't see a lot of it in the year? I think there was something like they had run 9 times of 4 wide all year, and they ran it 19 times or something in this game. So clearly they're trusting Hogan. Mitchell was back, obviously Edelman, even Amendola healthy. Can we trust, or can Patriot fans trust Chris Hogan going forward? Where does he stand? Sure, he's not going to come out and he's not a Julio Jones. 8 catches, 190 yards or 180 yards every week. But where can he stand in the future of the Patriots?
Well, anytime you have a Patriots receiver come out of nowhere, you kind of are hesitant to commit long term because the Patriots shift people all the time. But Chris Hogan, I think he's a good complement to Edelman. He's more of a deep threat, as we saw in the flea flicker for the touchdown. He's a guy that can get downfield, get open a little bit, where Edelman's more that possession receiver over the middle. We've seen Hogan this year not only have that game, but he had a couple other games where he had long touchdowns. So I think, sure, he's a nice piece for the long-term puzzle. I don't think he's ever, like you said, he's never going to be a 100-catch guy.
Right.
But he's a guy that in spurts can beat a defense deep, and you saw that this past weekend.
Yeah, and it seems like he is that type of guy who will be able to be consistent. He might not catch 100 passes, but he's going to get his 40 to 60, depending on, and he's going to play when they need him to. He's going to be healthy.
And he's going to make the right plays.
Right. So he's not going to obviously go to that upper echelon, but I think, well, at least for the Patriots' sake, they can count on him for the next 2 years of his contract, at least in some capacity.
Yes. Yeah, I do agree with that.
All right, so now going to the quarterback, the guy who's thrown in the ball. He's been doing it for years, but could this last year have been one of Brady's best seasons of his career? Obviously only playing the 12 games, so some of his counting stats might not be there with the yardage or the touchdowns, throwing 50 touchdown passes, 2007. But the 28 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions, I think it was the second highest completion percentage. It's unbelievable. He's 39 years old, and he still had one of the better seasons he's had.
And I think you can't overlook the fact that he had 4 games to rest. Now, obviously, he didn't get suspended or he wasn't injured. We know the circumstances. Or he did get suspended, but not for something that, other than the Deflategate. We know what happened. But I think he played one of his better seasons. But I think that rest really helped him. He came back rejuvenated and fresh. People always say it doesn't matter what sport you play. When you get up in age, your body starts to hurt. It's hard to recover as quickly. So I think that really helped him. I think he played one of his better seasons. Yes, like you said, the counting stats aren't there. But to do what he did coming back after missing 4 games, well, he essentially had 5 bye weeks.
Right.
Where most players get 1.
Right,
So he essentially had 5 weeks off, so I think that really helped him.
And we've seen another grind of a sport, basketball, where you'll see Greg Popovich, I think the other night, he rested all of his starters. So that has become the trend because that rest is actually more valuable than a win when it comes to a basketball game. Obviously, the Patriots would never intentionally rest Brady for a game, but it doesn't hurt, like you said. Going over to the Steelers side, just talk about them a little bit here. Kind of a disappointing game from their end, disappointing playoffs. They didn't really come out with a lot of fire. They have some question marks.
They do.
Le'Veon Bell will be a free agent, I believe. Antonio Brown has 1 year left. And then the other day, Ben Roethlisberger didn't really commit to coming back. Now, maybe he's just saying that, but he did sound kind of serious. How long can this team keep it together?
And on top of all that, Jeremy, this morning, I don't know if you saw it, but Ben Roethlisberger kind of called out Antonio Brown for whining about not getting the ball. Problem. And we know that receivers are like that. They want the ball. So you question, this core's been together for a while. They've never been healthy together. This was the first playoffs they were healthy, and they still didn't get it done. So, Ben, yes, hinted at retirement. It's going to be interesting to see where the Steelers go the next couple of years.
Yeah, and it's going to be because they have really those 3 premier players, and you're right about the Antonio Brown thing.
The window's closing,
The window's closing, and Mike Tomlin didn't sound too happy with Brown.
Right.
He wasn't going to suspend him because that would hurt his own cause, but he didn't sound too happy.
You wonder, there's a lot of things behind the scenes there that we may not see that It may not be much longer with these three together.
Exactly. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get over to the NFC side of things with the Falcons winning their game against the Packers. Where's Matt Ryan now in the echelon of quarterbacks in the NFL? We'll take a break. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.